The most powerful man on earth once wrote, "Do not act as if you had 10,000 years to live." This was not a monk, not a saint, not a motivational speaker. This was Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, ruler of nearly the entire known world. And instead of writing laws to glorify himself, he wrote reminders to control his ego, accept death, and live with integrity. That alone makes him dangerous to every empire that followed. Marcus Aurelius was never meant to be a conqueror in the romantic sense history likes to sell. He was shaped, quietly and relentlessly, into something far more uncomfortable, a ruler who thought. Born in 121 AD into a powerful Roman family, Marcus was surrounded by privilege from the beginning. Tutors, wealth, political access. The usual recipe for arrogance. But from an early age, he showed a strange resistance to luxury. He dressed simply. He slept on hard surfaces. He avoided excess. Not because it looked virtuous, but because he distrusted comfort. This matters. Rome did not collapse because of weak armies. It collapsed because of soft leaders. Marcus sensed this danger early. As a teenager, he became obsessed with Stoic philosophy. Not the Instagram version. The original, brutal kind. Stoicism taught him that life is unpredictable, pain is guaranteed, and meaning comes only from how you respond. No divine rescue. No emotional indulgence. No excuses. Most people study philosophy to escape reality. Marcus studied it to survive reality. When Emperor Hadrian chose him as successor, Marcus did not celebrate. He understood what the position demanded. Absolute responsibility with no room for emotional collapse. Every decision would cost lives. Every mistake would echo across generations. Power did not excite him. Power terrified him. And that fear made him dangerous in the right way. When he finally became emperor in 161 AD, Rome was already cracking. Border wars were erupting. The Antonine Plague was about to kill millions. Corruption rotted the Senate. Loyalty was unstable. Rome did not need charisma. It needed endurance. Marcus ruled without spectacle. No grand monuments to himself. No divine titles carved into stone. No public tantrums when things went wrong. Instead, he worked relentlessly, methodically, often joylessly. Marcus spent most of his reign on battlefields, sleeping in tents, commanding exhausted legions. At night, he wrote private notes. Not speeches. Not propaganda. Notes to himself. These writings later became meditations, one of the most influential philosophical texts in human history. He wrote about. Before Marcus Aurelius, power meant domination. Fear. Godlike authority. Marcus changed that definition. He believed. You control only your actions, not outcomes. Anger weakens leaders. Justice matters more than victory. Death makes all status meaningless. This was radical. An emperor telling himself, "You are just a man. Act accordingly." That idea alone undermined tyranny across centuries. Marcus Aurelius did not build a religion. He did not demand followers. Yet his thoughts shaped Roman ethics, Renaissance humanism, modern psychology, military leadership training, cognitive behavioral therapy. Today, CEOs, soldiers, athletes, and philosophers still read Meditations. Not because it's inspirational, because it's brutally honest. Marcus didn't promise happiness. He promised clarity. Marcus Aurelius did not change the universe by conquering it. He changed it by mastering himself. In a world obsessed with control, he taught restraint. In an age of ego, he practiced humility. In chaos, he chose reason. That is why, nearly 2,000 years later, his voice is still louder than kings. The universe was never waiting for you to understand it. That fantasy exists because humans hate silence. We want answers, permission, reassurance that suffering means something. We invent systems, gods, destinies, and algorithms to avoid the most uncomfortable possibility. Nothing is managing this for you. Stars explode without purpose. Civilizations vanish without warning. Intelligent people fail. Terrible people succeed. Not because of balance or karma, but because reality runs on cause and effect, not justice. The people who came closest to solving the universe didn't crack its code. They accepted its indifference. Marcus Aurelius understood this 2,000 years ago. Not as theory, but as lived experience. He watched children die of plague. He sent soldiers to wars they wouldn't return from. He felt grief, fear, exhaustion. And still, the universe remained silent. So he stopped demanding answers. Instead, he made a brutal trade. If the universe offers no meaning, I will supply my own through discipline, restraint, and responsibility. That decision is the real solution. Once you accept that the universe doesn't owe you clarity, fairness, or happiness, something strange happens. You stop arguing with reality. You stop wasting energy on resentment. You stop asking why life is unfair and start asking what must be done next. This isn't comforting. It's stabilizing. It turns anxiety into action, confusion into focus, victimhood into accountability. Most people never make this shift. They keep waiting for signs, motivation, purpose, or rescue. They scroll. They complain. They cope. The ones who solve the universe do the opposite. They act without guarantees. They choose virtue without rewards. They stay rational in a world that prefers illusion. The universe does not care if you understand it. But it will respond, predictably and mercilessly, to what you do. That's the final truth. The universe isn't a riddle. It's a test of character. And it's being graded ever